Welcome in. We're going to do another video about the Xbox 360. This time we're going to look at 15 franchises on the Xbox 360 that you might want to look at getting a game, all the games in that series for the 360 physically. First up, we got something that the whole family can enjoy, which is the Skylanders series. Yes, you'll need to make sure that you get the appropriate portal for the game, and you'll have to pick up some of the figures. But it's a really fun series. It's something that you can play with, all ages. I enjoyed playing these with my daughter when they first came out. We actually went back last year and played through one of the newer versions on the Xbox One after we picked up some figures from the local retro store. The first entry in the series is Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, and the subsequent versions removed the Spyro tag and just became Skylanders. We have this one. You got Skylanders Giants, Swap Force, and Imaginators. There's at least 4 games that you could get for the 360. Tons of figures to collect. Each entry introduced several new element types, and you could use the old ones, but then you needed new ones to access some of the special areas for the game. But you could play through the game with your old figures. But the portal, fun for the whole family, definitely worth checking out. I don't think any franchise discussion would actually be complete without talking about the Halo games for the 360. Unfortunately, Halo 2, I think, was the only one at the time that was not available on the 360 with the release, because they re-released the original Halo for an anniversary edition. Halo 3, tons of fun. If you're not familiar with the series, it's a first-person shooter. You're battling to save Earth from an alien group or species that have come together called the Covenant. Halo 3 ODST was a lot of fun. The firefight mode on this was great. A buddy and I would spend a lot of time on some of these maps collecting vehicles, stashing them, and then trying to go through in the firefight mode and just see how long we could survive. Played through this one on the hardest difficulty level. It's different because you're not a Spartan, but I enjoyed it. But if you want to be the Spartan, you've got Halo, the Anniversary Collection, you got Halo 3, you got Halo 4. If you like real-time strategy games, you had Halo Wars. So there was lots of different Halo that you could have for the 360. I don't think any franchise talk for the 360 would be complete without mentioning Halo. Is Darksiders. Darksiders 2, a little bit more RPG elements, running around, leveling, and collecting items. The original Darksiders, which I've played through this game several times. I own it on a couple different systems. Just a great game. Loved the gameplay. Very Zelda-esque. Really fun action game. Have a giant sword. Giant swords are fun to swing around and hack and slash stuff. And so Darksiders, there's 2 entries available on the 360. Lots of fun. I enjoyed them, but a great series to play through. This is another franchise I think is kind of synonymous with the Xbox. There hasn't been much done with it lately, but the Fable series. If you like your RPGs and being able to free roam a bit, it's tough to go wrong with Fable. And I think they also made it so that the original one was backwards compatible for the 360. But great games, 2, 3. Lots you could do. Hours and hours of entertainment. By your actions, you'd follow a certain path. You'd make your choices. You'd have your consequences. And there's the two paths. Lots of fun. Again, you could have tons of play with these if you wanted to. Well worth to look into these if you don't already have them. Fable 2 and Fable 3. When are we going to get a Fable collection for the Xbox Series? Changing things up a bit, we got the PopCap Arcade Collection. You got 7 games. You got Bejeweled 2, Zuma, Astropop, Feeding Frenzy, Heavy Weapon, Feeding Frenzy 2, and Peggle. Peggle, I think the collection is worth it just for Peggle. Peggle, again, tons of fun. Kind of like Pachinko, trying to hit all of the bars with the ball, and you have multiple balls, and you can earn extra balls, and lots of different things, but Peggle's a ton of fun. Heavy Weapon, you're just trying to destroy planes that are coming across the screen and, not getting blown up. Feeding Frenzy 2, those are both, you're a little fish, eat the fish that are smaller than you so you can grow in size, and so on and so forth. Really fun games. If you can find them, check them out. I think it's well worth it. Going back to another family-friendly franchise, and just the Lego games. It's tough to go wrong with those. There's tons of entries on the 360 because you got the Star Wars games, you got Indiana Jones, there's Batman games. I don't know how many others, but you know, if you like building Lego, if you like running around collecting bricks and studs, there's not a ton of variation between the games. I mean, the theme changes, but the general idea is basically the same. You know, you have the Force in this one. The Lego Indiana Jones games, you know, you have the whip. Harry Potter games, you have magic, which is kind of similar to how the Force works in the game, not outside the game, not in the lore. But definitely check out the Lego series. Tons of entries in here, and I don't think you'll have any trouble finding a series in the Lego franchise that you'd like to play. Now, if you want some 4-player co-op fun, Ultimate Alliance. Such a fun game. We used to have game nights, and we'd have at least one other couple over, sometimes 2 or 3 other couples, and we'd all take turns just playing. And the roster is so big. You know, it's the Marvel universe, or I guess it'd be, instead of the cinematic universe, it'd be the Marvel gaming universe. And you had so many characters to choose from. Plenty for the boys, plenty for the girls, lots to choose from. Some of the bigger characters could throw the smaller characters around on screen as weapons. So, you know, Hulk can toss Wolverine. Lots of fun with four players. Just make sure you got 4 controllers. And then the second one, you get to do the Marvel Civil War. Not like it was in the MCU, but more akin to the comic book. So, but definitely check out Ultimate Alliance. People probably waiting for this one. Mass Effect. I think it would be tough to talk about the 7th generation without including Mass Effect. I really enjoyed the first Mass Effect. I played it a ton, unlocked everything, actually bought all the DLC for it, and the version I've got here actually comes with one of the DLC packs, which is why I picked this one up. Because there's 3 or 4 different versions of just the first one, and the more as you go on. Mass Effect 3 has some great online multiplayer if you just want to fight waves of enemies. Survive 10 waves, escape, earn credits, buy chests to upgrade your weapons, to get buffs, to unlock more characters to play with, and it's still online. I actually played this not too long ago online. And, I mean, best part about Mass Effect 3 is that multiplayer mode. I know the ending has very mixed reviews, even after they changed it and updated it. If you don't update it, though, you don't have to worry about it. But Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, I think definitely check those out if you want some heavy RPG where your choices actually carry over into the next games. Nothing too drastic generally, but a lot of fun. Sticking with RPGs, we've got 2 Worlds. And there's 2 Worlds and 2 Worlds 2, which, I mean, you don't get 4 worlds, you add 2 worlds and 2 Worlds 2. It's just 2 Worlds 2. Yeah, not times 2. It's just, I had a lot of fun with both of these. The original 2 Worlds, it took a little bit of time and effort because when you loaded up the game, it was really laggy at times. You could go and open up a console window for the game and you could turn stuff off. So I've got a little cheat sheet here showing what you do. So you turn the grass quality, I guess grass Q to 0, shadows, water reflections, dynamic lighting, max particles on scene, max simultaneous count, particle draws, land, fog scale, alpha fade near, display. Turn all that stuff off and then it really made the game a lot more playable. But really fun. You don't have to worry about the lag and all that stuff that the game has issue with. And I ran through it. I had a ton of fun. And if you just want to beat the game in 5 minutes, there's a way of doing that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. Go look it up. Be surprised. Or don't be surprised. Don't go do it. It's cheating. But however you want to play. But really fun games, both of these. Not the highest quality RPGs, but I think there's definitely value to be had for both of them. Next up, who wants to play with some piñatas? Viva Piñata. Da, 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 da. So, there was 2 versions of Viva Piñata. You build your garden, you feed your piñatas, you do the things you need to do to unlock more piñatas and make it more difficulty. Basically, that's like a sim builder, but with piñatas. It's fun. You get to a point where the other pinatas might eat one another, fight one another, and kill each other. So there's got to be some planning in when you're planning out your garden and where you're placing things and trying to keep stuff separated at times. Pinata party animals, lots of mini games, have fun running around. 4 players. You know, it's Mario Party equivalent on the Xbox 360. Viva Pinata, lots of fun. You know, trying to score the most chocolate because you want to be the most chocolate so that you get picked to be the pinata that gets to go to the party. Are you a party animal? Boom. Something that's more than meets the eye, Transformers. You got the War for Cybertron, the Fall of Cybertron, and you got Transformers Devastation. So, great franchise to check out. War and Fall take place on Cybertron, so the vehicle modes look a little bit different, but they're really fun. Unfortunately, these ones are a little bit more costly, but Devastation is a lot more affordable, so definitely check out Devastation. See if that's something that you would like. It's cel shaded, so it'll hold up, and it just has the 80s cartoon look and feel. But the Transformers franchise on the 360, give it a look. You'll have fun. Do it. Do it now. Are you a fan of B movies? Well, are you? No. Earth Defense Force, 2017, Insect Armageddon, and 2027. But great third-person shooters, especially 2017, 2025. It takes place on Earth. There's an alien force invading, and it's up to you and your squad. And you can play the first one co-op locally on the couch. 2025, you can do online play. You've got giant bugs, giant robots. Time to take them down. There's tons of enemies on the screen. You got to pay attention. You got to plan your weapons. That was something that was a lot of fun with 2017. You only had one class. You and your friend could each take a different set of weapons, and so you could strategize after failing a level, go back, okay, what weapons will work well. I hadn't used the stationary turrets while I was playing solo, and we were having difficult with one level, and buddy's like, hey, what's this? I was like, I don't know, I haven't tried them. Threw them out there. I was like, oh, those are awesome. Earth Defense Force, check out 2017 and 2025. Insect Armageddon, you can pass on it unless you just really like it. I thought it was okay, but these two are definitely better. Insect Armageddon brings in more classes, so you don't just have the soldier, and that was carried over into 2025. You have the Valkyrie, the Fencer, the Ranger, and the Soldier, and each class carries its own kind of weapons, and they can complement each other. EDF, EDF. You want a little tactical strategy in your life? XCOM. The XCOM games are a reboot of the old PC games. XCOM UFO Defense, Terror from the Deep. XCOM is a fun tactical game. You have to really strategize your moves on where you're placing your characters, trying to make sure that when you find an enemy, you are able to shoot it, or someone behind you is able to shoot it. Otherwise, when it's the enemy's turn, they're gonna pop you. You're gonna have a lot of characters that die, so you probably shouldn't get too attached to too many of them. That's part of the XCOM experience. Even the old PC games, you had soldiers die often. You'd turn a corner and there'd be 2 or 3 aliens there, and that guy's gone. If you like turn-based tactical strategy and you want to experience the frustration of having a whole team die because somebody turned the corner wrong or you mistimed throwing a grenade or something, might be for you. Another series I wouldn't mind seeing more of, Red Faction. Red Faction Guerrilla, I spent a ton of time with this one. It's just a fun third-person shooter. You can drive around in a vehicle in this one. There's another one, Red Faction Armageddon, on the 360. Not as good as this one. If you only play one, check out Guerrilla. Guerrilla's a lot of fun. They got a nanobot rifle, and so everything you shoot just dissolves, which is funny because you shoot a vehicle, and the vehicle dissolves, but the people are sitting in it, and then when it disappears, they stand up and run away. There's also missions where you need to stop a convoy, so you're in a vehicle trying to chase it down and then take it out. So, convoy destruction. Wrapping up, something that most people are probably like, I can't believe you haven't mentioned this one. Call of Duty. Plenty of games released for the 360 with Call of Duty. Particularly This is World at War. This introduces zombie mode. Lots of fun. But the Call of Duty games, I mean, there's a reason why they're still making them, because they're fun. I think it's hard to argue, unless you don't like first-person shooters. If you like first-person shooters, Call of Duty series or franchise is definitely something to look into. The Call of Duty games take place during different wars, and, you know, you're running around doing missions, trying to save the world. There was no shortage of first-person shooters on the 360, so there's plenty to choose from. But there's a plethora of Call of Duty games. So give it a shot. Check them out. There's 15 franchises to check out on the 360. Not a comprehensive list. There's plenty of others to pick from. Love to hear y'all's thoughts on any of the franchises I did or didn't mention. What are some of the franchises that you enjoyed playing from the 360? Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks for stopping in, everyone. Take care, have fun, be kind to one another, stay safe. Keep it retro or 360. Changing things up a bit, we've got the PAP Pop. And so you could actually, if you each grabbed, we're not going to that. Maybe I need to do a review later. EDF, 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 EDF. Next one. It's not rebranding. It's kind of revitalization. Crap. What's the word? Let's get that. No. What is it when the series is getting rebooted? What are the other two games? Actually, there's more, because there's an email one, and then there was the one in space, and then the first-person shooter. Oh, was it Armageddon? There's at least 5, plus email. I don't know. XCOM games are fun, tactical. You're trying to do stuff. You're trying to free Mars. All that I got. So, thanks everyone for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Share. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share.